The what industries? Obviously, delivery is doing great, grocery is doing great, toilet paper,
Mhm.
hand sanitizer. People who make face masks. Which, by the way, the people who are wearing the face masks so they don't get it. Face masks prevent you from giving it, not from getting it.
Yeah.
Just a heads up. So
Certain ones do. I think it's the N95 medical mask. They'll prevent you from getting it or
yes, but the majority of what people are buying, like the standard, put it on your face, like the standard
dust
ridged
mask or
one
the
or
little
whatever.
medical thing.
Yeah, exactly. That does not prevent you from getting it at all. And neither does putting a shower cap on or whatever other dumb shit people are doing.
Yeah,
but
I wear a full body condom.
Independently of the disease.
Can't breathe,
but
safe.
the thing that oh god, the thing that I'm curious about is like the industries that'll be propped up by this, because certainly
retailers, Walmart.
So you think that, well, but they're stores. I mean, like the in-person shopping is going away for a while.
Mm-mm.
So
they're flooding that place. You see so many videos of Walmart full. I drove by Walmart the other day. I'm like, I could be starving. I'd go kill something. There's no way.
Maybe Walmart's the exception,
for now,
but take like Learning Express. You're like a different retail store that sells educational children's toys. I bet they're drying up.
Yeah, that's one that's not it. Yeah.
But online,
won't be going to Learning Express this week.
Well, take a bunch.
But online classes
Best
are killing
Buy, or heck, most retail stores. People did Starbucks.
Most retail was already getting shit on by Amazon. This is just making it slightly worse in some situations.
I think
the grocery stores are doing great.
My pick for the industry that I would invest in the most right now, if that was like a thing where you could just pick an industry, would be online therapy. I think online therapy right now
it's time to invest in oil. It's time to invest in oil. Get in deep and hard, balls deep.
Why?
Because it's $20
so cheap right
barrel.
now.
Yeah, it's $20 a fucking barrel. And summertime is coming, and this virus is going to be over, and Russia and Saudi Arabia aren't going to be price fixing against one another, and it's going to be back to $75 a barrel by fucking August.
How do you invest in oil? Like, is there oil futures? Like, I don't know anything about that shit.
It's a commodity, yeah. You can just
oil
buy
futures, or you can buy in mutual funds that specialize in industries too.
Yeah. Invest in oil. It's even if it does go down more and you don't get the biggest bite you could have taken, it's going back up to 75 a barrel.
Yeah. What other industries do you think are gonna be propped up by this? Because, digital shit for sure.
Entertainment, especially digital entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're seeing right now. Disney is taking a huge hit because several branches of their tree are being wilted. From the cruise line to the amusement parks to even their content. Disney Plus isn't doing quite as well as they thought it was going to be because they don't have a lot of content, and the future programming that everybody's waiting on for Disney Plus is being slowed way down, the production of those shows. So Disney's,
by the way, no one's shooting anything right now.
Nobody's shooting anything right now, really. I haven't heard about anybody powering through it. I just hear about this is delayed, that's delayed, this delayed, that's delayed.
Or this guy.
No, I know plenty of people like Danny Jollis. He booked a part that he was all excited to film, and now they might film the same episode next season. I don't want to say what show it is, but like he booked a pretty big part on a show where he could become a regular, and maybe not now. And there's been a lot of that.
I'm terrible with actors' names. Is he a comedian, an actor?
Oh, Danny. So he's a guy. I referenced him earlier in the podcast. He's actually one of the comedians that's going to be on the live stream tomorrow. If people want to tune in, but there's a lot of people who lost work, and I'm just curious, like what's going to happen after this? Like, what are the industries because look, the world's not going away. Like we've been through shit before. Yeah, we've been through shit before. And we went through shit before we had like things to distract us. There was a generation that went through World War I and II. That's and the Depression in between. Like that's fucking insane. And Prohibition. And meanwhile, we're just like, gonna stay home.
There's nothing new on Netflix
with games. I'm gonna get through this next Netflix library in 3 years. So this better wrap up in 3 years.
The new season of what's it called? It's It's Game of Thrones light. What's that show called? Something Kingdom.
You're not thinking of the Lord of the Rings Amazon thing.
I'll figure this out quickly. Last Kingdom. It's a show that I really enjoyed. Next season of that comes out next month around the 25th, I think, 26th perhaps. That'll be a good one to watch. It's a month away. And we got Tony Ferguson fight. That's gonna happen. That's gonna be big entertainment stuff coming up. So yeah, some industries are being hurt by this, but are clearly going to bounce back, right? For whether it's I think it's too late to get in on any kind of investing with the airlines because there's already been reactionary stuff because Trump's promised to bail them out, give them 50 billion or whatever it is. But oil is just going to keep going low. It's probably going to go lower than now, but it's $20 a barrel right now because nobody's flying, nobody's driving, and Russia and the Saudis are having their little price dispute.
Nobody's cruising, and international shipments are lower.
Perfect.
Nobody's participating in oil fights.
There's no wars.
Like you guys
there's
ever have
not
a
a war
fight?
going on right now of any consequence.
Oil wrestling is down because of the virus. There's a lot of stuff.
I'm not using,
but it's going to go back up. And I wouldn't be surprised if summer travel has a boost. I wouldn't be surprised if this holiday season is better than last holiday seasons, more so than inflation or population growth would.
I honestly think it's going to take, but I mean, if we're looking at it, might be late summer. Like it's going to be a bit before, because even when we're allowed back out again, there are going to be so many people who are still scared.
Lots of people are putting off their spring vacations right now and their early summer vacations, and those are piling up. Vacation days,
and 20% of the workforce has no money. So like they're getting
bailed out. They're all getting checks. Everybody's going to get enough money for a vacation, and we're Americans. You think we're going to invest that, pay down our debts? No.
You think we're going to spend that on the rent that we owe or the mortgage?
We need to know the details, right? And I don't think the details are knowable yet unless things have changed super recently. But the last time there was a recession, they gave us $600. George W. Bush did it. And the way that they did it is they gave you an advance on your taxes. So if you would have otherwise broke even, you owe $600. If you would have gotten $1,000 back, you get $400 back. It was an advance on your tax bill.
Yeah.
So this time they're talking about giving you $1,000. And I'm telling you, because I was a grown up the last time, they framed it like they gave you money. And many, many people were surprised come April 15th.
That ain't what's happening this time.
Well, I don't know the details. It sounds like you do.
That is not what is happening this time. They are giving you money. They're coming out of pocket for like $700 billion to give you money.
It also will depend on who wins in November, because there are competing plans for this.
We're adding to our national debt and putting it in our pockets.
The worst thing to happen to our economy, I believe, was when Bush. Not even that. There was one thing where we all just got a $300 when there was extra money in the budget, when like the budget had a surplus for the first time, because it was after. So Bill Clinton brought the budget to a surplus, and then Bush, like early in office, I think it was early on, maybe early 2001 or something, gave everybody $300. I remember getting that check.
I might have called it $600 because I'm married. Maybe you're right. But anyway, people
took $300 out of the economy. Like it was because so many people bought stuff foreign. You know, there are people who saved it. There are people who literally lost some of it. And so even if 10% of that was lost, it was such a bad fucking idea to just hand people $300. Like I think that's a terrible idea. Like you're gonna take that out of circulation.
I think it's gonna flow right back into circulation. I think that it's gonna be a good idea, not a great idea. I don't think it's gonna necessarily prevent a recession, but I think it's gonna flow right back into the economy.
But it'll flow back into other countries' economies. Like how much of the stuff that we buy is from China?
A lot of it is, and you know that's not necessarily a bad thing if China's doing well. I think that everybody's economies are going to flourish in the fall and in the winter.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Kyle is clearly a China sympathizer.
Absolutely.
And that is the whole position on the show.
And the fish are going to pay for it. There's going to be that pollution is going to skyrocket. China is already relaxing what few restrictions they had on like pollution output just to catch back up. That's literally a thing.
Did you see those like satellite pictures?
Yes.
Where like Yeah, where
It got
suddenly,
clean. Is that it?
yeah, I mean, this might be the Earth trying to shake us off of it. Like just the idea of like everybody had to go back inside for 2 months in China, and then suddenly the air pollution wasn't there anymore. I went to. Have you been over there?
No.
I went to Shanghai, and I was supposed to be there for 2 days, and I left early morning the second day because I couldn't breathe and I had a headache, and it was just
Ooh.
one of these things where I'm just like, this is so tough right now, and I can't enjoy anything here
My
because I couldn't breathe. The pollution was horrible.
my parents had the same experience. I think one or both of them got a sore throat from it. And
Yeah,
interestingly,
Wow.
it didn't change their opinion on American environmental regulations. They still thought we should
Yeah.
move to lighter regulations. They love everything that has to do with deregulation. They passed some sort of dirty air act where you can dump shit in the air in the local rivers, and they're rah rah rah. But they didn't like China.
I don't give a fuck.
I've
what goes in
seen
there.
I've seen LA go
No
from
restrictions.
I've seen LA go from like
Put some
so
straight
much
pipes on
smog
the
when you
economy.
fly in, you see the top of the buildings gasping for air,
Mm-hmm.
to like having these restrictions. Like it's mainly on cars, mainly on the smog from like it's called smogging your car, where basically cars have to pass these emissions tests every couple years, and it is amazing the difference in the quality of air here. Like I've seen it work. I was in Australia.
Sounds like commie
in,
shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You gonna tell me
I was in
what my car needs to smell like?
Yeah.
I need exhaust freedom.
I was in
You gonna
Australia
tattoo
in
my arm
January,
next? Keep track of me.
like during like the height of the fires, which by the way, we have no idea if they're still burning or not because the news is not covering anything except coronavirus. But I was in Sydney, the worst air quality they had up until that point, and like I took 3 steps out of the airport before I started coughing, and I had one of the N95 masks. And so like I would wear that. But the most amazing thing during that trip was I took the I was walking to the gig and I passed by someone else with a mask, and they take the mask off and I think they're about to say something to me, and they smoke a cigarette. And it was the funniest fucking thing I've ever
What,
seen
it was
in
filtered?
my life. It was, yeah, exactly. The cigarette, right?
The
The cigarette was
mask
filtered.
needs a cigarette thing for it. The Chinese version would have one. You could just
Just a little
flap it.
like those people who still smoke out of their neck holes.
yeah.
I haven't
It was,
really.
yeah, it was amazing.